So are you trying to lose weight for quite some time and you're eating right, you're exercising, but still you're feeling that your weight is not moving? So you are confused now, like initially when you started your weight loss journey, you lost weight for some time and suddenly your weight loss has come to a halt. So what actually may have happened is you may be stuck in something called as a weight loss plateau or a fat loss plateau. So in today's video, we are exactly going to see and talk about the weight loss plateau. We are going to understand what is a weight loss plateau, why it happens, and what are the things that you should be doing when you feel that you are stuck in a weight loss plateau. So initially when you start your weight loss journey, you see a steady drop in weight. Week by week, you see your weight dropping, everything is going fine. But after some time, maybe after a few months or so, you find that in spite of following everything correctly, your weight is kind of stuck. This means that no matter what you do, whether you eat correctly, you exercise, still you feel that you're not losing your weight. Basically, somewhere you're feeling stuck. So what is a weight loss plateau? Weight loss plateau is nothing but, it is a phase wherein you feel that despite putting consistent efforts, your weight stops dropping. You are still following a correct diet and exercise, but your progress feels stuck. Now, why does this happen? Now, the simplest explanation is that your body now starts adapting. It starts adapting to the new diet that you are eating. It starts adapting to the exercises, becomes more efficient, and slowly it starts burning fewer calories. So, let us now understand the reasons behind why does a weight loss plateau happen. Number one is metabolic adaptation. So, after following a certain regime for some time, your body starts to adapt. So as you lose weight, now your body has less mass to maintain. So what it does is now it needs to burn fewer calories. So it starts slowing down your metabolism slowly. Now once your metabolism starts to slow down, you start conserving energy. Now this was a survival mechanism. Body is now trying to protect you but not realizing that you are attempting weight loss. Also what happens is that when you are continuously following something for a long period of time, the body kind of goes in, it zones out, like it starts finding everything familiar. There's nothing interesting left. Second reason is reduced calorie deficit. Now if you are following a quantified diet, so when we follow a calorie deficit, that is we are eating less than the amount of calories that we are burning, that is when a deficit is. What is happening is that now you are not in a calorie deficit. So earlier whatever diet now you were having or the target calories that were given to you are basically now becoming your maintenance calories. So unless you are in a calorie deficit, you will not lose weight. So because now you have lost weight, all your parameters also will change. Your BMR will change, your TD or your total daily energy expenditure also changes. So accordingly your target calories also change. So now at this point, when you feel that you are doing everything correctly, but you're still not losing weight, now is the right time to recalculate and assess your target calories again. A third reason is loss of muscle mass. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that many people do, when they start losing weight is they do not include strength training or resistance training. Now, when you are, if you are by any chance eating very less and you are over exercising or you are doing excessive cardio and you don't have strength training in your schedule, what happens is now is that you start losing your muscle mass. So, although you are losing fat here, you are also losing your muscle mass. That's why it is very important or very, crucial that you have at least 1 to 2 days of strength training or resistance training in your daily schedule. Now, if you have less muscle, that means your metabolism will also be slow. Now, this is because muscle, to maintain muscle, body has to burn calories. So, if your muscle starts going down or you start losing your muscle, again your calorie burning comes down. Fourth and one of the most important things is overestimation or underestimation. Most of the people, they overestimate the calories that they burn and they underestimate the calories that they are eating. So what is happening here is that some people feel that by doing certain exercises they are burning a lot of calories, and then they are again on the parallel side, what they are doing is they are underestimating the food that they are eating. They actually feel that they are eating very less, but they are not. So if you are not keeping a track of the daily food intake, you will easily overshoot eating excess. So the problem here is that most of the people do not record what they are eating throughout the day. So a simple habit of maintaining a food diary or a food journal will actually help you to see throughout the day how much it is that you are eating. because it is very easy, to miss out on a bite here and bite there. Most of the times we don't realize, we are snacking or grazing all the time. So actually you are feeling that you are eating less, but you may be misjudging your food intake. Fifth is NEAT reduction. Now NEAT, I have explained this previously in many videos. It is the day-to-day activity other than exercise that you are doing. So simple things like, taking the stairs, or going to the shop instead of, taking your car, or playing with kids, all these things where there is unstructured activity happening, doing your own things. So here we underestimate, the power of NEAT in fact. So if there is a reduction, in your NEAT activity or your daily activity, if you have started to become more sedentary, then diet and exercise enough alone does not suffice. So check in, whether your NEAT activity has come down and whether you are taking fewer steps, sitting around more, and overall your activity is reduced. Sixth is stress and hormones. Now if for some reason you are stressed out, your sleep, you are not able to complete it well, you are not getting good quality sleep, then it increases your cortisol hormone. So what is here happening is, cortisol's function is, to store fat inside your body. So it actually halts your fat burning process. Also again, poor sleep, as I said, it messes up with your hormones, your hunger hormones, your satiety hormones like leptin and ghrelin. So there an imbalance happens, leptin gives you satiety, ghrelin indicates or signals hunger. So when you don't sleep properly, you mess up with this. Leptin goes down, the ghrelin hormone goes up. Again, now here the equation of hormones is changing, which affects your weight loss journey. So obviously because of this, most of the times your cravings go up. Now seventh is water retention. Now all the weight that you see on the scale may not be fat. Now this could be even water retention. For example, if there is high salt intake in your diet, in the case of women, if your periods are around, so that is the time your body gets bloated. One more thing is that if you are sleeping late in the night and usually having a very heavy dinner, you will observe that the next day you are bloated. Even it is observed that when you are changing your workout routines, you are including something new, again body starts retaining water. The reasons could be many, but we have to know one thing is that when you start your weight loss process, in the background your body is working. Only thing, it may not be getting reflected on the scale. So plateaus do happen. Most of the people face it, where they come in a phase where they are not losing, neither gaining or losing. So they are feeling, they are kind of stuck. So it's a very normal process. Important thing is that how we break through this plateau. Number one is to recalculate your calories. Now if you're working under a coach, convey this to the coach that you are not finding progress on your scale. So maybe you require a recalculation of your new target calories. So again we have to calculate your total daily energy expenditure and again create an appropriate and a small deficit. New values will come in. Second is start resistance training. Now if you are not absolutely doing any form of resistance training, you need to start at least with one session per week. If you are already doing some form of resistance training and you are again feeling that you are kind of stuck, what you have to do is now is progressive overload. Now progressive overload means you either increase the weight. Now if you are doing body weight, you will have to start lifting some kind of external weights. If you are already lifting external weights, then you will have to probably now increase the weight, because body after some time gets adapted. So if you started with body weight training, now body is adapted and it can easily do it. So you need to add in some more external weights. Now if you are, as I said, if you are already lifting weights, this is the time either you increase the number of sets, reps, or you increase the weight, or you increase the frequency of your workouts. But remember one thing, you do not change all the parameters. You don't increase the weight, you also increase sets, reps. No, you have to only increase any one of these. So your focus should be on building muscle. So remember, muscle is a calorie burning machine. So building more muscle will help you to burn more calories. Third is to have sufficient protein in your diet. I'm not saying you should get obsessed over protein. Have enough, have a proper ratio of carbohydrates, protein, fats in your diet. So carbohydrates are very important. If you are doing workouts and you are finding that your energy levels are very low, this is probably because you have a very low carb intake. So sufficient carb intake, enough of protein and enough of fats. This is a wholesome, you should have a wholesome diet including all of these macros. Protein will help you in repair and recovery. It will help you to build the muscle. Also, protein gives satiety, so it will keep you fuller for longer. Number 4 is increase your NEAT activity. Now, if you are finding yourself very sedentary, see that you start including ways in which you can increase your activity level. So every half an hour, 45 minutes, try to get up from your workplace. If you are working in an office setup, wherever you can take the stairs, avoid the lift. These are small things that you can do. Go for a light walk, 10-15 minute walk. So basically, try to stay as much as active possible throughout the day. Number 5 is track your food intake. Now, if you are not going to, keep a note of the things that you are eating throughout the day, it is very easy, you will forget what you have eaten. Now, this is because most of the times, we underestimate what we are eating. Most of the people say, oh, I don't eat much, but still I am not losing weight. In fact, you are not. The problem is here, the awareness is not there. So, if you start writing down, right from the morning, the time you wake up to the time you sleep, keep jotting down everything from foods to the liquids, everything that you are eating throughout the day. So, you will get a perspective at the end of the day. So, sometimes we actually we don't remember what we have eaten in the morning or in the afternoon. By evening we forget. So, it's a good habit. Start writing down and noting your food intake. Number 6 is work on your sleep and stress. Sleep is one of the main pillars of weight loss, because if you work on sleep to start with, first thing is your cravings or your hunger pangs will come down by 20%. Your appetite comes down by 20%. So, and vice versa, if you have not slept well, your appetite goes up by 20%. So, you can see you unnecessarily may end up eating a lot of food. Again, if you have slept well, your exercise compliance will get better. The next day, if you are tired and fatigued, the last thing is you will feel like exercising. So, you can see if you work on your sleep, directly it will affect it will have effect on your diet, and it will improve your workouts. Also, manage your stress levels, because stress gives rise to increased cortisol, and cortisol is the hormone which is responsible for fat storage. 7th point is be patient. Yes, weight loss takes time. Weight loss is not a linear process. We believe that if we start weight loss today, week by week, month by month, we only want to see drop in the weight. We want to see a progress happening all time. Now, this is a phase, wherein you will see gains, loss, you will be in that vicious circle wherein sometimes you will lose weight, sometimes you will gain. Again, there will be patterns wherein there will be no gain or loss. So, it's very important that you be patient about the process. Beyond the scale, start looking for, non-scale victories. Now, if you are losing inches, your energy levels are getting better, your sleep quality is improving, your moods are getting better, your exercise is improving, you're improving your strength, these are all the things you should look out for. Because weight alone on the scale does not tell you anything. Most of us make the mistake, we think that, progress means, we equate progress with weight. So, if there is no visible difference in weight, we feel that we are not progressing. So, get out of that mindset, continuously keep working towards it. So, I want to that's why stress on few things, the things that you should not do when you feel you are on a plateau. Number 1 is don't reduce your food intake further. I see most of the time, when people see that they are not getting any progress, further, and their weight is kind of stalled, what they first thing is do is that they reduce their food intake more and they increase their exercise, further. So, here you are actually worsening the situation. What you are doing is, by lowering down the calories more, your body will now get adapted, to that less food again also. So, here we have to, break that adaptation which the body is getting used to. So, eating more and more less or exercising more and more will not help. So, on the contrary, it will increase your cravings, it will make you more fatigued. So, you will feel then totally hopeless, and then you will feel like giving up. So, it does not mean that the more restriction you put on yourself, it will give you more better results. Second is don't overdo cardio. This is one more thing, people go all out on a rampage, now they are saying, okay, I am not losing weight. Let me increase my cardio activities further. This leads to a loss in muscle mass. So, cardio has to be done within a regulated limit. More cardio, will lead to muscle loss, and that is where directly we are creating problems. Muscle in fact helps you to burn calories even when you are at rest. Third thing you should absolutely avoid is to skip meals. Many people I've seen, they either skip breakfast or their dinner. What will happen is that you will go low on energy, it will affect your exercise, and worst thing what will happen, you will binge later. Number 4 is don't obsess over the scale. So focus more on the trends. So check your weight weekly once. So any one day of the week, assign it for checking your weight. So it will keep you fairly on track. Number 5 is don't ignore resistance training. So if you want long-term fat loss or you want to keep the weight off forever, for life, only building muscle will help you to do it. Don't get stuck in the trap of doing only cardio and not doing resistance training. Building muscle is non-negotiable, not just for weight loss but for overall metabolic health also. Number 6 is don't compare your journey. Now everyone's body adapts differently. You must have observed that for some people it is very easy to lose weight and some people find it very difficult. Where you stand, assess yourself. Don't compare yourself, that X person lost so much of weight in X number of days. So that will only frustrate you, it will overwhelm you, why you are not losing at that pace. Your body is different, your situation, circumstances are different. So many things, genetics matter, your water intake, food intake, your lifestyle, how it is. What are your stress levels, how is your sleep, so many factors play a role. Number 7 is don't quit soon. Now most of the people, we start well, we lose weight and then once we are stuck somewhere, we give up. Now the problem is that we want continuous results. Now results are not going to be continuous, there will be phases in your weight loss journey. So when you reach such a phase, know that it's a temporary setback, and once you cross it, again you will be on the right track again. A plateau, a weight loss plateau is not a failure, it's a temporary pause. Number 8, don't chase quick fixes. I see most of the people, when their progress stops, they become restless. So they now start adopting, going for crash diets, fat burners, or some kind of supplements. Now all of these things, understand that these are short-term fixes, they are not permanent solution to weight loss. Permanent solutions do take time, you have to be very patient about it. Only when you work holistically on your lifestyle, when you work on the 4 pillars, that is your diet, exercise, sleep and stress levels, only then you will get sustainable weight loss. So our goal should be, to lose weight in the long term, weight which we can maintain for life. Now if you are taking any type of, short term, solutions wherein you lose weight for a short period of time, and then you regain back the weight again, you are actually in fact damaging your body for the long term. Know that sustainability is should be one of the key criteria of weight loss. So yes, this was all about weight loss plateau. Know that such a plateau is a feedback from your body. It is not a failure. Your body is adapting. It is adapting to all the new changes you have made. So now it's time to give it new challenges. Challenges in a way which are sustainable, which are not extreme. So stay consistent, be patient about the whole process, and the results are surely going to follow. So I hope you liked today's video. So if you want to start your fitness journey with me, do reach out to me on my email fitwithshraddha@gmail.com. So until the next video, do take good care of yourself. Bye bye.